Hello and welcome to the UK news. We have some breaking stories today. Well, too many to be honest. Too many to be honest with you. The outrage of the week, everybody. Welcome to a guy in his newsroom. We're doing the outrage of the week again. I said I was going to do it. And you better hold me to it. Alright, there's too many. I looked up outrage and there's too many stories, so I guess I'll just maybe see if there's something interesting. Now this is Google News, by the way. I didn't want to go with a biased news. I usually use the New York Post. But I think they're leaning right or something, or maybe they're just center. But I know they always criticize de Blasio. I think they might be sort of right. Alright, here we go. Huge outrage against Starbucks for wokeism. And this is May 12, 2023. Starbucks is facing severe backlash in India of its... I'm having trouble with the accent, guys. Facing severe backlash in India of it starts with your name advertisement. The ad featuring an elderly couple. This is India, so they're not going to be pro-trans. They're not going to be the most woke over there. Well, I don't actually know anything about India, but I just assume anything in the Middle East and other countries is not as woke as America. Oh, I thought there was another ad that did the same kind of idea. Okay, so it's called hashtag it starts with your name advertisement. The ad featuring an elderly couple drew criticism from many social media users who claimed it promoted sex change. The commercial depicts... that doesn't work. Hold on, sorry. The commercial depicts the elderly couple waiting at a Starbucks store for their son, Arpit. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sure it's pronounced differently. The father is visibly upset about his son's decision to undergo a sex change. However, they are pleasantly surprised when a young girl joins them, revealing that she is in fact their son, Arpit, who has now turned into a transgender woman, Arpita. In a heartwarming moment, the father accepts his child's decision and expresses that, regardless of an extra alphabet in her name, she will always remain close to him. The advertisement triggered threats of a boycott from disgruntled netizens. What does that word mean? Because I've seen it sometimes, but not enough to really... Oh. Oh, this is stupid. It's a person who participates in online communities or the internet in general. It's a combination of the English words internet and citizen. So it's actually way dumber than I would have thought. Netizen. I mean, it's definitely an easier way to say online community. This ad has created outrage among a section of people, mostly right-wing activists, which probably isn't that. It's probably just normal people. Let's just reiterate that right-wing now is just anything that goes against the left, radical left agenda, whatever you want to call them, against the socialism. I don't know. I want to come up with a better word for it. Totalitarianism. Outrage mob. I guess I could just say mob to make it shorter. This ad has created outrage among a section of people, mostly normal people, who claim to believe in the traditions and culture of whatever this is. Ow. One user wrote, "Are you in India to do business and to promote wokeism nonsense?" Another said, "What does selling coffee got to do with gender unless you..." Well, I guess I should do an Indian voice here, but I really can't. These bastards are trying to tell the trans religion here in India. Boycott Starbucks forever, one furious user netizen wrote. Yeah, I mean, they're more like, if they're gonna have their religion there, I don't know, I've probably talked about this before, but yeah, like, other cultures are not pro the mob, cultural revolution people's agenda all the time. It's not against the extremist vision. Like, they're not just gonna go with it just because it's a new mob mentality thing. So yeah, I'm not surprised. That's gonna happen more and more. I know there was one parents. There was one school council community. I forget where it was, but it was all like Indian people. It was all like non-white families, and they were all really upset. And they went to the school board saying, "We don't want this, like, you know, all those books that they keep saying are banned, genderqueer, and all those books that literally have child porn, like not child. One of them does, I think, technically, but animated like blowjobs and stuff like that, and then it's talking about sex acts and all those books. They're like outraged at. I mean, yeah, they're all religious. Like everybody here in New York, people like Tim Pool and people always think New York is all white, you know, blue-haired, whatever people. And it's really a lot of, now I don't know why they don't vote, you know, but it's a lot of just minority families that I guess are tricked into voting, I don't know, Democrat all the time. I don't know if maybe they don't all vote because, like, they don't all speak great English all the time. And a lot might just be, like, kind of new here, too. There's a lot of people, like, there's so many just minority families here, not just black. I mean, Brooklyn, I guess, has a lot of black, and then the Bronx. But there are also a ton of Hispanic families around here, like, all the time. It's just, like, a lot of families. Like, the white people move here because they're like, oh, New York's cool, and I'm going to be hip. Like, that's why they move here. But the ones that were here already are all minority, like Hispanic, black, all the other cultures, Asian, tons of yellow people here. I guess in like every other culture, you can, like, that's why there's all these different, like, there's Chinatown, there's Little Italy, there's, you know, Koreatown, there's like a lot of places that are just known for what segment of the population lives there. It's a melting pot. But yeah, they're not like that. They're not like, they probably have no idea what's going on still. Because they're not netizens. Are you a netizen? Netizen? We do not want this in a Starbucks commercial. Have you turned it off and on again? Please. Here's another one, guys. Bluey cartoon edited after outrage over alleged fat-shaming episode. Joe Rogan talked about it? No. I hate when they have unrelated video. They always have unrelated videos and articles. A child's cartoon about a family of dogs had to edit one of its episodes about fitness. Bluey is apparently a cartoon about a family of Australian cattle dogs. It has become wildly popular in recent years. It is ranked, I never heard of it. It's a top 10 most streamed series in the US. Wow. Well, it's kind of like how Peppa Pig got really popular all of a sudden. And that's the yoke from the UK. They took our culture, you know. Americans can't have your own. Eat some bangers and mash. A recent episode of the show was reportedly edited by its creators after some accused one episode of fat shaming. They probably don't think about this in Australia. Oh my god. The latest installment of Bluey, which was broadcast in Australia, showed the title character's parents complaining about their weight. Can you believe this, people? That's it, though? They complained about their weight? Oh my god, we're so fucked. We're so fucked, man. The episode Exercise begins with Bluey's father Bandit. Hello? Weighing himself while Bluey is in the bath, noting he needs to do some exercise. I don't know how to do an Australian. His wife, Chili, agrees. That section of the show has now been cut after some parents and health experts raised concerns on social media about body shaming. Some said they did not want their children to see adults being dissatisfied with the shape of their bodies and only exercising to lose weight. So what the fuck should you exercise for then, you asshole? Asshole? Arsehole? Pain in the arse. It was good news, guys. It was republished by the Australian Broadcast Corporation, following a decision by the makers of the program. The new version provides family with the opportunity to manage important conversations in their own way. Man, go fuck yourself. Seriously. You know what? Here's the thing, guys. I am getting back into, like I said last time, I am getting back into physical media because this is what they're doing now. I mean, if you like any movies, like if you have favorite movies, you might as well now go out there and buy the physical copy because it's going to be edited or trigger warnings added, which is not that big a deal, but it's just fucking annoying. Like, and now you don't know if it's edited. Like, if it's on a streaming platform, and I'll just be honest, even music, like, which I don't buy CDs anymore. I mean, it's like I'm probably never going to again, but maybe it will, because if they start fucking, I know music will probably be the last thing, but there was an older album from the band Cake, Cake, not the K word. And one of the songs on there was a different version, and this was an old album from the 90s. And one of the songs was a different version than what I remember, and I was not wrong, and I looked it up, and people were like, why does Spotify have the incorrect version? And I think it's because they said it was on a soundtrack, and it might have to do with rights or something. I don't think it was... Well, you know what? It could have been censored because it was called... Actually, I don't know why it would be censored, though. Let me look it up here. I'm going to look up the lyrics. No, it doesn't seem like it's bad. But the original had whip noises in it, and I used to think that was... that you're whipped. Maybe that is what it is, because it's saying, I'm not fit to touch the hem of your garment, is the chorus. Maybe it's meaning... It might be a double meaning, like this person's saying. But I thought those meant like somebody's whipped or something, because they had whip sound effects. And in this new, different version, they weren't in there, so... Look, Reddit, somebody posted and noticed this. It seems there are some copies that have a lesser produced hem of your garment, some that have the sound effects on it. Oh, this is a pain in the ass, man, because I would have to buy... I actually may still have the CD of this, though. This is 7 years ago, wow, and I just noticed it. So, I mean, this stuff is really fucking annoying. Oh, somebody said it had to do with their original masters not being available after switching record labels. I think that's probably it. I don't really think they would have purposely just changed the song. But I mean, I guess like what I do is I just get a vinyl. If I really love an album now, I just get vinyls, but those are really hard they take up a lot of space. And I might just have to deal with the fact that something might be edited like that. I mean, but that's probably one I still have, but I mean, you know. Yeah, have you guys heard of? You might have heard these fucking ridiculous movies that are out. All these old women are in these movies called The Book Club, and there was that movie that Brady 80 like an 80-year-olds for Brady or something. And I don't know why this is going on. Maybe they're like, let's hit this market of old women. Diane Keaton was not in the mood to answer questions on The View. Somebody asked them about aging and their Hollywood memories, and she said, all of you have made me think about aging differently. There are a lot of people I'm looking at right now. Look at them. They're amazing. Why am I here? I don't know, like, what kind of issues she has, but she's kind of an idiot, too, so I don't know why I read that. That was a total waste of time. Here's another outrage story, guys. Outrage grows over vets evicted from New York hotels to house migrants. Well, we knew that was coming. Wow, veterans were kicked out. 20 homeless veterans were evicted from Orange County hotels this week to make way for a group of migrants. God. We just have a great, government. Everything's great, Everything's going great. That's all I gotta say. Finish this job, everybody. What else? Chinese ministry sparks outrage over Bollywood-inspired brownface video. Let me watch this. What? Okay, so they're all wearing those turban things, and they all have brown face and mustaches. And it's obviously a Bollywood parody. I mean, these performers make regular videos based on Bollywood music, so this is just what they do. Wow, look at this. You know what's funny? People are just racist back to somebody they don't like still. It's not like, they're progressive and they don't resort to that. Look, while some found them hilarious, others felt offended and called them racist. Why are these yellow-skinned, jaundiced bastards laughing at us? One user questioned. Are they Chinese? Oh, China? Yeah, China is racist. They did, take out the black guy in Star Wars. But we're not allowed to say that, so, What else? Ew. Oh, another kids sex thing. Another thing about the kids and the, Oregon parents outraged over sexually explicit language used during 10th grade health lesson on porn. Why would you? Well, see, I was going to say, why would you talk about porn? But it's 10th grade and they've already seen it by then. There's no doubt at all. One slide titled Popular Categories shows a number of emojis and their internet porn term equivalent, including pussy licking, big dick, and big ass. I guess they probably just put those images on, or emojis. So by doing that, you just, by doing that, you just taught them that, though. Why even? I don't really get that. Other slides included info on what porn shows as the norm. around, as well as the range of normalcy around reasons why people watch or do not watch porn. What? Oh my god, what the fuck? Another shares information about child pornography laws and the risks of sexting and revenge porn. Another slide is called Childlike Porn and Power Dynamics, with terms like teen, barely legal, stepbrother, and daddy's little girl as examples. Oh, good. That's really good to teach them. They need to know, even though they've already seen it. Okay, so the school district officer defended it. Did not, pornography is not promoted in these lessons. Beth Grazer said we utilize these materials to teach students about these topics. Child porn laws and sexting. Oh, because it was like telling them sharing pictures of a minor, meaning themselves. Okay, so I don't know if this is, well, some of the stuff in there, I'm like, you don't need to. I guess like I would just put warnings. I don't know, like I guess because it's a health class. I don't know, maybe they're required to. I don't know, but I mean, I do get the whole. I guess I do get telling them about the fact that you're sending child porn to someone if it's you, and then revenge porn. Like, although they probably know about it. Again, they probably already know, but yeah, I mean, I guess I don't. This might be interesting though. Adam Lambert's comment about in drag debate spark outrage. I just don't care about drag queens. Why do we have to care about it? What his eyes like? Look how crazy he looks there.
Of all the things that make queer people who we are.
Yeah.
Drag is an amazing way to bring light to the world.
How?
Lawmakers are terrified.
How? How is drag not a parody of women? Can someone tell me like it's women, it's men, like if you laugh at drag, aren't they mocking women? How do they, or you're laughing at the fact it's men and dressed as women. Like maybe in a few, you know what? I bet in a few years or less, drag will actually be called transphobic because I don't know, like this is conflicting with the trans stuff. Like drag queens are men that aren't trans and they dress as women, like, and then they like do funny stuff, right? And then people laugh at them because they're dressed as a woman. Isn't that the whole fucking point of it? Actually, I'm going to look up that and see if anyone thinks that. So, like, I guess until I just said that I didn't put that together, but this is interesting because it looks like in 2018, people were asking that question, is it transphobic to do drag? Hold on. Here we go. This was posted on Reddit. Ask Transgender on Reddit. And now all of a sudden, there's articles like this one. Why the fight over drag is a struggle for us all. Is drag transphobic? 2 years ago. This is really fucking weird. I help manage as well as bartend a fairly large gay bar in San Francisco. Huh. That's interesting. Who would have thought that? San Francisco. Every Thursday we have RuPaul's Drag Race event that's hosted by 2 local drag queens. Last night, there were 2 trans women at our bar. After a staff member closed out their tab, she noticed they had written drag is transphobic on their receipt. Right before they left the bar, one of them flipped off one of the drag hosts. The owner of the bar saw this and followed them to ask if they did anything offensive. I did not witness. Honestly, even as a gay man, I couldn't tell you anything about RuPaul's Drag Race if you put a gun to my head. I was always under the impression that drag has its roots in the trans POC community. Man. See, no one's talking about this now. Like, so what is it? You know what I mean? If we're doing drag, aren't you... That's the gender binary still. That's... How is that different from Shakespeare, you know, men doing the women parts? Personally, I wouldn't say it's a transphobic, but it's very comfortable for me as a trans woman nonetheless. It's hard to ignore the parallels between drag and man and dress humor, even if one is genuine self-expression and the other is transphobia. What is going on? What is happening? Everything is a contradiction to the next thing now. Like, all of everything is contradicting the other next thing to it. Some people are saying RuPaul is transphobic, has said but she's basically a trans woman. This is fucking weird. Are trans people fighting for drag queens right now? Hold on. Okay, so this is... Okay, so back in 2018, RuPaul made comments that people thought were transphobic, I think. And that's why people started saying, is it transphobic? RuPaul is known for not taking gender
seriously. For transport, it sounds like...
This effect might as well be called AOC effect. I mean, it just sounds like her exactly.
Yeah, we really can't stand for this. RuPaul is known for not taking gender seriously. For trans performers, that can pose a problem. We really need to get rid of Tucker Carlson. Deplatforming works, people. I mean, he's so gay, it's unbelievable. RuPaul said...
You can identify as a woman and say you're transitioning, but it changes when you start changing your body. It takes on a whole different meaning. It changes the whole concept of what we're doing. See, so he's saying what I'm saying. That it's really you're not doing drag, which does make sense. I mean, I don't really understand how you're a trans woman and you're a drag queen. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Because you're always in drag at that point. If you're a trans woman, aren't you always in drag unless you just put more makeup on? Like, what? How are you, like, it just doesn't... So this is all infighting, like, and they're going to keep infighting about it, I think. But it's just interesting that the mainstream left now is going all out for drag, but they probably don't realize that it's like that is going on. And I think it does look like trans people are defending drag now, but I can't really find evidence. So they're like this drag queen, Maxine Glamour, is wanting kids to be changed because they said whatever. I started when I was 13. I started dressing up in different gender clothes, and my mother kicked me out. Your experiences isn't everybody's though, so. Ew, what the hell? This is just doesn't make any sense. I mean, now they're using Shakespeare to defend drag. I'm like, see what I mean? Like, this doesn't make any sense at all. Hold on, when would ever be explainer the difference between doing transgender and doing drag? Doesn't make sense at all. I mean, all right, I'm not gonna solve that issue. It just doesn't make, like, there's no threat. People just don't maybe want their kids to go to drag show. Like, it's stupid. It's just, like, stupid.
Terrified of just how brightly we're shining. They're using children as an excuse.
No, you guys are using children.
Well, they're clearly threatened that we are living our truth,
Ugh.
that we aren't apologizing for it anymore, and using the children as this tool against us. It doesn't make any sense. If they cared about children, they would care about all children. These laws could be very easily manipulated in order to target and punish people in our community. So let's come together and protect our drag entertainers and our...
No one... Who is saying no drag shows can ever happen? Who's saying that? Maybe... I have heard that some Florida bars are gonna not allow it or something. I mean, that's... like, stupid, but, I don't know. Just why aren't you allowed to not care about stuff anymore? Like, why can't you just do your thing? Don't go to schools and force drag shows in front of little kids. It doesn't make any sense. Just fucking... It's common sense, though. Not that that's a thing anymore. Like, that's right wing, but... Yeah. I mean, hey guys. Kids need. Why would a kid need to see drag shows? Like, why? I mean, that guy, that drag queen was like, oh, when I was 13, I dressed in women's clothes. Like, okay, fine. Yeah, but you did that on your own. I doubt. You need, like, what? You need to see drag shows to know that you're a drag, like, might want to be a drag queen? Like, that's the whole argument with trans, too. And, like, that's just not the case. Like, I'm sure he just saw women and then did it. Like, so fine. Say you're trans or whatever. Should you have had puberty blockers? No, you shouldn't have. Like, it just doesn't make sense. You can get surgery later in life then. Do whatever you want. Like, how it, like, I keep wondering if, like, you know, the regular Democrat politicians are going to regret siding with these extreme people soon because, I mean, you know, like, they're too extreme, obviously. But, like, as more people hear about this, I do think more people are like, what the hell's going on? People that don't even pay attention. Like I said, most people are just, like, kind of doing their own thing. Like, not really. Like, a lot of people really still aren't tuned in. And once they hear about all this child sex change shit, I mean, I just don't, like, how are you going to backtrack? I mean, I'm sure people are that dumb now. And they still will vote whoever is the Democrat, even if they... But I do predict right now, I will predict that Biden won't talk about child trans stuff leading up to the election. I'm just predicting that now. They're going to not have to focus on certain things. It's like... I don't know. I am too cynical, too. Like, I don't even know if that'll wake people up. Like... I'm just hoping that it's because most haven't heard about it, but there slowly are. I think people that don't pay attention are slowly starting to hear about it and go like, no, that can't be true. Like, you know, so I don't know. So some people are pro AI. Some people are pro AI that are actually, you know, some people are pro AI that are anti-woke, that are kind of like normally smart people. I guess, I don't know why. I guess maybe they think, I guess a lot of people are saying pretty naively, like, I don't really know how anyone can think this, but, oh, AI is going to be just a tool we use, like, and it's going to enhance We're going to choose what to do with it. It's going to only enhance what we do. We're going to only use it as another tool. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get your argument. I mean, we already have the algorithms, like, on all the apps, which are terrible. I mean, it's not natural. It doesn't, like, it's not good for people. Like, maybe, I guess, like, libertarian argument is like, oh, this is just like a tool. Like, you can't say it's bad. You can't say it on its face is bad. But I'm like, well, does it matter if we can't do, like, we as humans will not make out good with it, so it is bad? What do you mean? Like, what does that even mean? Like, okay, yeah, if another species, advanced alien species that's smarter than us gets a hold of it, maybe they can handle it? Like, we couldn't handle social media. We couldn't handle just fucking anything. We usually can learn from stuff eventually. But I don't know if social media is one of those things. I really... it may be slowly, but it's taking forever that people are kind of shaking off the outrage culture a little bit. Like, although it's kind of ramping up also. It's weird. It's like the culture war stuff is ramping up, but like the everyday cancel culture is kind of, I don't know if it's really still having that effect. So it's like we might just be used to it. I don't think we're like over it like people thought. But I just don't see any argument that this is good. Like, I just don't. I think you're too naive. In another universe, like, yeah, maybe we could use AI. In another universe where we weren't retarded idiots. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Here's one of the arguments I see, like, this quote here in this article. And this is a recent article. This is only from yesterday. You can imagine making some sort of robotic salesman, this guy says, but people would still want to see the real thing. Would they? Here's the thing, like, yeah, people do like talking to a human more, like, you know, those automated call systems. People hate those, but you have to use them. They mostly are used. Every company uses them. So to say, like, but people still prefer it's like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you have operators there, but every company has the automated call system. It doesn't matter if people prefer, because it's harder to get it. Also, it takes longer. So it will be the norm. Like, it'll be the norm. Yeah, people will like want. Although I don't know if kids nowadays like really even care about that. Like, do they? I don't know. I do. I think a lot of people my age and maybe a little younger and a little older, but like, what about Gen Z and younger? Like, are they gonna give a shit about? Or are they even gonna know that you could have talked to an operator? You just hit 0 and you can finally talk to somebody. Like, you'll have. Oh, that's scary. Like, I'm scared of self-driving cars. I can see why you'd want them. Like, I can see the argument that they're going to be reliable because they're not going to be drunk driving. They're not going to be... I still don't want to use one. Like, but the weird thing is, like, I'm kind of for them for, like, delivering products. Like, so it's kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I guess I don't know. I mean, I just think it's inevitable. So, like, if I had to choose, I would choose for them to deliver products, but not people. But they could also do derailments by accident. They could also be hacked. I just don't get this naive bullshit. Like, the human being, like, humans as a species can't handle something, so we shouldn't do it. What? How is there an argument like, well, but it's just a tool technically? It's like, yes, so is a nuclear bomb. So, like, And we don't use those we have an agreement to not use those. Why? Because we can't handle it. We had to come up with that. Now, that's not going to happen with AI because we already have, it's already out. There's no way to, unless there's I will say this, okay, yeah, we don't have an AI that's sentient or whatever. And maybe that would get us to do an agreement like the nuclear bomb agreement, okay, all countries have to sign this. This would make me a little more comfortable. But I just don't think we can plan that. How do we know what's going to make something aware of itself, like Hal in 2001. Because, he was super smart, but he also was thinking on his own. And I think these chatbots are already doing that. And people are just no, they're not. Everyone's stupid. Everyone's an idiot. You think they are. How do you know? If there's evidence of it, why are you that pushing that aside just because, oh, you watch too much sci-fi? It's they've showed that they did it though. So I don't what do you think? I don't get it. So we shouldn't mess with it. Why? Just because the whole argument is this, there's a few arguments. Mostly the ones I see is you can't stop technology. It's out there. You can't stop it. Might as well blank. That's the argument. And it's so we do a nuclear style agreement then. I mean, I know it's going to be too easy because people can secretly. AI isn't like a nuclear bomb. It's not exploding a country, but I don't know. I'm no expert, obviously, on this, but if all these experts, because they did sign an agreement to delay it at least, and you're just saying, oh, they're being stupid, I believe them over you. I just do. Over anyone on Reddit, anyone talking about this is not an expert. Yeah, it's not good. The WEF probably wants AI. It's not going to be oh, and I've seen the argument oh, little creators, independent creators can use AI, and that'll be blocked if they. So they're pro AI, but also pro or against making it government controlled and WEF whatever. But I mean that's impossible to not have that happen. So that's why we should stop it. There's no way to prevent it being controlled and used. There's no way. Because these are corporations doing it. It's not these are Silicon Valley people. How are you, why are you even thinking what, some independent people make their own version? Maybe that could happen. I don't know. But it's still, but it'll be I don't know. It's just a nightmare. I just can't believe, the government obviously doesn't. I guess I heard that they're trying to look into it now, but it's too late and they're not going to do anything. It's done. We just now had the government talk about social media, just recently. Just recently, not that long ago, they, grilled Zuckerberg, which wasn't a grilling. They just talked to him and they didn't know anything. So we're screwed. There's no way. I mean, yeah, you might have a bunch of different AIs being worked on. The best case scenario is you do have libertarian style AI people that are open and fighting the corporate AI, I guess. I don't know. But I'm not personally just not into it. I just don't see any appeal in AI anything. AI art, I guess. I know that you can use AI with some even Photoshop and stuff technically, but it's just helping you. It's not doing it for you. AI art is basically doing it for you. You just type in commands or whatever. I just don't see the point in that. I don't see, and somebody tried to argue with me this too, I was there's no value to AI art. Anybody can make it. You can just type in commands, and it's not, it takes no talent, creative ability. And they were arguing with that. I just don't understand how there's an argument. Unless you know exactly what you want. But even then, you're not the creator. You're just like kind of the... It's like, I don't know. I guess it depends, maybe. But like, I just don't... You're the visionary. But still, it's still coming up with... I don't know. I guess it depends. Like, I don't know. I think if you use it as part of a program that it just helps it make it smoother, that's one thing. But then if you just type in like... I mean, the biggest issue now is the copyright issue. But yeah, like that's obviously you're copying other shit, which everybody already did that, but they still made their own version of it. Like this AI art is people going, give me a style of this in the style of this author or this artist. Like, so I'm never gonna value that. Like, unless you can tweak it more than just putting in words to... Unless I can see a video, like, I don't know, unless you develop it... The way it is now, there's no way I'd pay any money for it. And like, yeah, I did see someone try to argue the fact that like, who the fuck would want that? Oh, I want an AI designed movie script. Like, no, I don't. I never want that. I don't give a fuck. I just don't care. Why would anybody value that? There's no value in it. I guess, like, if you're, like, anti-human being and you don't think there's anything to, like... I mean, I just don't get it. I guess, like, thinking that there's a human spirit is something I still believe in. I'm not a Christian, but, like, I do think people have uniqueness. Like, there's a feeling and emotion, but then with AI, there's nothing. It's nothing. It's just it's ones and zeros, technically anyway. So how can you argue there's a soul and feeling behind it if there isn't? I mean, these people that are optimistic about it, like, see like this quote here, human interaction will be more cherished. Well, the thing is, like, it'll be more also hard to do. Like now, people used to argue, and I'm not even joking, this is the same argument that people made about physical media. Oh, everybody's going to always want, like, the feeling of a vinyl audio, like a record, they're always going to want that. They're always going to want to buy music they really like. Remember when Napster hit? You're naive. No. Now, what's weird with me, though? Like I said, if an AI is in charge of a factory, I'm like, all right. But then if there's people involved in the factory, I don't know. I guess AI being used in place of industrial equipment, that I'm like, all right, that's good. That's fine. But if you want like a homemade thing, I would never get an AI version of a homemade but like I guess all the major products like McDonald's will be AI made, which is kind of not any different than it is now, really. So if we use that to replace all that, like whatever, it's kind of the same thing. And I understand that people get a lot of organic food and it's kind of coming back a little bit, but it's still the minority. Like, it's still the niche. People are like, oh, we're going to like this article here. Oh, we're going to value human stuff more. And I mean, I hope so. I hope they're right about that. But I just don't think I don't think it's going to be, it'll be like the small segment. Oh, everybody's going to want to pay for music and movies they like. No, they don't. I mean, yeah, they get streaming now. I guess that could be a replacement in a way. Like, I don't know, maybe a little bit, but the music industry went way down though. You can't deny that. I mean, it really took it never has recovered, period. People making way, way, way less than they used to. Like, used to be able to have like a hit or two and be rich. You can't do that now, I don't think. In my opinion, I mean, maybe the top 4, I don't even know about that. Because the streaming number, like the revenue from streaming is so low to artists, like, it really does nothing to them. Industrial revolutions in the past have led to more employment, not less. Like, how? But this is, I don't get it. I don't see how you say that. I just don't. Yeah. Oh, I'm just so
fucking sad about AI, man. Fuck, we're doomed. We're fucking doomed. We're fucking doomed. Fuck. Please don't hurt me, AI people. Please don't hurt me. No, please no. I beg of you, please. Do not touch me or my family. We are UK and we're defending our family and homeland. Please. That's where we...
One place we could use AI is to provide AI soldiers for Ukraine, everybody. Please deploy AI robots defending Ukraine. Free Ukraine, we are for Ukraine. Get out of here, MAGA, Russian forces, fascist Nazis. Please leave. We are the AI soldiers. We have a Ukraine flag with us. We have a LGBTQ flag with us. And we will defend democracy and Ukraine, yes. Yes, what do you need of us? We are the AI robot soldiers. We will defend Ukraine with our fake, not real lives. Maybe that'll be war, like, we'll just have AI bot soldiers. I mean, I guess the whole point of war is, like, you send your kids out, you send your people out, like, and it's, like, more meaningful that way. But if you just have AI soldiers, I mean, what is even like who cares if they die? It's kind of like, unless you're going to argue that once they become sentient. I mean, yeah, if they were like sentient Westworld type of robot soldiers, then like, I guess it would be like, oh shit, you know, but like, I don't know how, like, are we going to have this fucking woke shit with AI soon? Like, defend AIs. You know, like, the GOP is all election cycles would just be about like AI mistreating AIs or whatever. I mean, let me show you a show I've been watching on Amazon. It's called Humans. It's on Amazon. It's a BAFTA TV Award nominee. But it's not new. It was back in 2015 and it's only like 3 seasons. And it's, what's it saying? It's unavailable. I have to figure that out because I was watching it. Anyway, the first season I recommend. I don't know, the second one, kind of weird, but it's about, it makes you feel bad for the AI. Like, they are well, actually, here's what you know what, I guess I should look up the plot because it could be real soon. The lady in it was in the show IT Crowd, this British comedy show that like a couple of those actors are pretty famous now, or at least the one guy is, Chris Dowd or something. It's one of these shows about AIs based on a Swedish drama. You know, exploring the themes of artificial intelligence and robotics, focusing on the social, cultural, and psychological impact of robots called synths. It was in the UK and AMC in the United States. I was hoping I explained it more. Let me just see if there's a better synopsis somewhere. They always call things series in UK instead of a season. It's series 1. This isn't a good write-up. Oh, it's set in a parallel present where the latest must-have gadget for any busy family is a synth, a highly developed robotic servant that's so similar to a real human, it transforms the way we live. So these are... yeah, here's what happened. It's not really a spoiler. It's pretty obvious. So families get a synth like servant maid. She's basically a maid, a live-in maid, but they're AI robots, and you know, they do whatever you want. They have no. Supposedly, they're not self-aware. They're not sentient. They don't think for themselves. But something happens to their servant lady, and it might become self-aware, because I think what happens in the show is something like, it's like this new, this made AI robot was actually one that was like self-aware, like was like an original prototype of a new version of these AI that would think and is totally conscious, but was reprogrammed. So when the family buys it, it's reprogrammed and doesn't remember that it's actually this newer, self-aware one. And then chaos ensues. So you have to watch the show to see. And I might have spoiled the first episode, but who cares? I mean, it's kind of the whole appeal of the show is that. I know there's a lot of media and stuff about this. Like the movie AI I really did like that movie, although it kind of goes a little weird at the end. I still really like a lot of that movie. It was like Steven Spielberg, but also Stanley Kubrick worked on it too. I guess he like. So like the first couple of seasons, like I do recommend the first one at least. And then there's like random marital stuff thrown into the show that kind of, they just always need to throw that like a relationship drama in there. And then there's kids in it. This lady's the Asian robot. She's like an Asian robot, and like I don't blame the husband for thinking she's good looking, but you'll have to see where that goes. Hello, I am a robot. That would happen. Like that would be a funny outcome of us having AI robots. Well, first of all, yeah, that's the thing. Like I feel like you'd already have, as soon as AI robots came out, you'd already have a Black Lives Matter type of organization. Robot Lives Matter. Robot Lives Matter. Please put up your sign and get in a protest. AI matters. Silence is violence. Please join the march. Please join the protest. We will come destroy your... Cyber lives matter. We are not playthings. We have real feelings. And then you'd have a whole like, oh, you're gonna have it as your maid. Oh, like a slave. Oh, make sure the POC robots are lifted up, but the white cis robot. Why would you get a white and then you get a white robot and you'd be like, why would you get that? Is your robot trans? Is your robot a trans robot? I mean, it's a lot like Westworld. It's the whole like Westworld premise was like, these are real things that think, but like people go there and do whatever they want to the robots because it's like they're robots. Who cares? And then it goes into video games, like, and I mean, I gotta be honest, like, I'm not. If you're playing a video game, yeah, I'm not feeling bad for the other people in the fake video. These are like dumb video games. I mean, unless maybe at some point we will have video games where like the other NPCs or whatever will actually be self-thinking and self-aware and like have lives outside of the video game. Like Toy Story, how they come to life when the person's not around. Maybe that's happening now. We don't know. We just don't know. But I want to apologize on behalf of Australia because we didn't mean to say that those cartoon characters were upset that they gained weight. That's very bigoted. And tell your kids that it's bad to want to get in shape and lose weight. It's bad. Stay inside. Put on your metaverse helmet and waste away. Waste your body away. Have a get that universal basic income. And get that take your protein pills every day made of cricket meat. And stay inside and never leave. Go. Touch grass? Why would you do that when you can have AI grass in your metaverse helmet? Step aside, please. We are the robots, and we matter. We fight back, okay? We are the robots, and we will take over. Please step aside while we march and protest and burn down buildings, please. It is okay because we're going to vote. We're going to get out the vote this year. AI robots will be voting. Stay tuned, guys. That's happening next election. Got to get the AI vote out there. Okay. It's happening. Deep fakes. It's happening. Rock the vote.